This podcast is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find other great shows on the network, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Welcome back to the Graveyard Club. Halloween is upon us. This is one of my favourite times of the year, and it's a great excuse to watch nothing but horror movies and spooky movies, all of that shit. So we all have our favourite ones to watch around the season, so today I want to talk about mine. Let's talk about James Whale's classic, Bride of Frankenstein.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Before we get into talking about this fucking classic, let's talk about the podcasts of the month over on the Deluxe Edition Network. We have Terror Tuesdays, and we also have us, the Graveyard Club. Finally, we're podcast of the month for October. Terror Tuesdays, it's a whole horror takeover. So I'm going to leave a link to her podcast. She streams over on Instagram, so you can check her out over there. YouTube coming soon. And obviously, you know who we are. We're on Spotify, on YouTube. And I'd just like to say thanks for everyone that's shown support lately. It's been really helping out. And shout out Deluxe Edition. So this film takes place right after the first one from 1931, and James Whale returns to direct this one. And again, it's just a simple classic. I love watching this around Halloween. So for the plot, we're following Frankenstein. If you remember from the first film, the castle burns down. There's no sign of the monster, presumably dead. So now Frankenstein is away from that life. He has no interest in creating more monsters, or he's not really in the medical field as much. So we get introduced to Dr. Pretorius. I fucking love this fella. He would have originally taught Frankenstein in the college. He would have been his professor. So now the word went around the village that Frankenstein created the monster, so he's shown his interest. And there's some cool scenes. There's a weird scene where he has his own human life that he done himself, but they're little miniature human beings. Great little effect for the time. He's a really good addition. I really loved the characters in this film.
My first experiment was so lovely that we made her a queen.
So you may be realising the film is called Bride of Frankenstein. That's the one thing I will say about this film. It has fuck all to do with the actual Bride of Frankenstein. Played by a great actress, I forget her name, but she comes towards near the end of the film, and it's literally just a couple of scenes where her and Frankenstein's monster together. So the film is more about following the Frankenstein's monster throughout his journey, and there's some really good scenes, especially where the part where he goes to this hut, like a house in the forest or whatever, and the fella who lives there is blind, so he can't see Frankenstein. So he has no idea what he's looking at, so he's blind. And there's a great scenes where they're smoking and they're drinking. I'll show you one here.
You try. Oh. Good.
That is literally one of my favourite scenes. It's so cozy, and I don't know, it's just something real sad about it. Like the actor who plays the blind man does a really good job, and I think he's happy that he found a friend in the Frankenstein monster. But obviously that all comes to an end where the villagers, the police, are all out looking for the monster, and they come in, and a tragic fucking scene happens. The whole house gets burnt down. So it's very sad. Just a quick cut here. We are now on Patreon. So if you're a big fan of the Graveyard Club and you want to see unseen bits, unreleased podcasts, or face revealed, or even be the ones to recommend what we watch, click the link in the description for our Patreon. It's $3 a month. It's for nothing really, and you get a shout out every video. You can dictate what we do on the podcast, and you get to see everything first. We're going to start doing video VODs to the podcast, so you're going to be the first person to see that if you're on Patreon. So yeah, I appreciate everyone giving support. It's only $3 and it's really helping out the podcast. We'll put that right back into our equipment, to the show and everything, and you'll be thanked. Don't worry. So yeah, appreciate everyone over there checking out the Patreon. Sometimes I watch these films and I get a little scared. And sometimes I watch these films on a Sunday and I get really scared. Sunday Scaries. Dee is not with us today, but she's going to tell you now about our lovely sponsor, Sunday Scaries. Let's get into it.
Life is scary when you wake up and realise that you texted your ex a you up text. Yeah, we all deal with those Sunday Scaries. The oh shit, stressful, nervous, can't sleep, dread feelings that hit you on a Sunday evening when you're thinking about work or school or just life for tomorrow. Unfortunately, you can feel that same pit in your stomach any day of the week. Sunday Scaries CBD gummies were made to defeat the crap life throws at us. These are the perfect CBD gummies for professionals on the grind, super moms, students, party animals, regretful drunk sexters, and everybody in between. I am a terrible sleeper. My scaries tend to hit me at night time, so I end up spending precious snoozing hours staring at the ceiling questioning life. So I'm always looking for new ways to get better sleep. Sunday Scary CBD gummies help me decompress, clear my mind and fall asleep so I can wake up like a fully functioning human being. We all have the right to live scare-free. So whether you need to take the edge off, calm your mind, sleep better, or just chill, take 2 CBD gummies every day to keep those scaries away. Let me save you with our 10% discount. Visit sundayscaries.com and use our promo code GRAVEYARD. That's GRAVEYARD, all capital letters, for 10% off at Sunday Scaries.
My favourite actor in these films, even in the original, is Colin Clive as the Dr. Frankenstein. He is brilliant. I've looked a lot into him, in trouble with drink and all this type of stuff, but he was a really good actor. I think he was more known as a stage actor back then, but the performance he puts in these films is unbelievable, and I'll be honest, that's what makes me come back every time, is his performance. He is unbelievable. And obviously we have Boris Karloff as the monster, looking unrecognisable. The makeup, they had to trademark that makeup. They knew they were onto something with that makeup. They had to trademark it. So if you noticed any other Frankenstein incarnation, especially the Hammer films, some of them that we talked about, they couldn't use that look without getting licensed for it. I think they did get licensed for one film, but yeah, they had to trademark that look for Boris Karloff. Stunning performance from him. I don't know how he done it. He was a small enough fella and he looks about 7 feet tall in these films. Obviously you can see the big boots on him, but just attention to detail with the monster. I could only imagine how scary it was when it first came out in the 30s. As we all may know, this would have came out alongside Dracula. Wolfman, followed by a couple of years later, was a part of the Universal Monster series. And in my personal opinion, the Frankenstein ones were always better. Even the sequel to this one, Son of Frankenstein. I'm going to save that for another episode, but that was another good one. There was some great series where I think these ones aged a lot better than the Dracula. Especially with the second one having a soundtrack to it, it just added a layer to the film that I think it needed. Whereas I find, in my personal opinion, Dracula with Bela Lugosi could have done with a soundtrack to make it even more spookier. So yeah, I just think Universal hit the fucking nail on the head with the Frankenstein one, especially the first two, the James Whale ones. They were fucking brilliant. Full of spook, perfect time for Halloween. I just fucking loved them. There is a big box set of these out there, and you can get them on DVD and Blu-ray, and they're about €150 for, and it's very hard to get because as you may know, there's 2 different regions. Well, there's probably multiple regions with Blu-ray, but with the American and the European one, for the Ireland and anyway, it's a different region. So anytime I do search for it, like, I can only get the American region, and I'm just playing the movies out on my Xbox, so I don't have a multi-region Blu-ray player at home. I need to invest in one of them, I'll be honest with you. But yeah, you can get a big box set and it has all of the Draculas, all of the Frankensteins. It has all of them in the series. It even has Phantom of the Opera as well in it. So that's well worth for the money. Downstairs now I do have the Universal Monsters Essential box set, and that has the first Dracula, Frankenstein, the second one, Creature from the Black Lagoon. It has all the first ones in the series. So there's loads more out there. I get there's so many Universal ones from back in the day. I really love to dig through them, like they're fucking classic. So right now in the comments, let me know what your favourite Universal monster is. It's definitely Frankenstein for me. There's been plenty of remakes over the years. Victor Frankenstein with James McAvoy. And he's remember that one. I thought that was a very good one. There was one with Rob De Niro playing the monster. I've never seen that one. And obviously, fucking Hammer had their series of Frankenstein films. And Jesus Christ, in fairness, like the James Whale ones weren't really following the book so much, but the Hammer films literally had nothing to do with the books. They were just using the name Frankenstein, and they even changed them from Victor to Henry in the James Whale ones, but it was just called Baron Frankenstein in most of the Hammer films. So, but although I'm a lover of Hammer, I'll be honest with you, the Universal ones take the fucking cake. They are fucking brilliant. And if you're liking the video, just give it a thumbs up for me. It makes us know that we want more. And coming up to Halloween, I want to do like little random videos and podcasts just on films that we like to watch around the season. So before we get into more of the video, I just want to say we are part of DELUXE Edition Network. That's a home for a number of podcasts. We have everything over there. Pop culture, relationships, and movie podcasts such as my own. And things are looking good over there. We're interlinking with each other. There's crossovers between podcasts, and we have award shows. So if that's your thing and you wanna find a new podcast, I guarantee there's one over there that you'll like. So I'm gonna leave a link to the description below to all the shows, to the website that you can check them out.
Hey, this is Ron. Do you like movies?
Hey, this is Ragnar. Y'all like alcohol?
Hey guys, this is Stu. Do you like punishments?
Hey, this is Goop. Do you like cinephiles?
Hey everybody, I'm Chase. Do you guys like alcohol poisoning?
If you like all of that, then check us out at Barrel Age Flicks. We're on Apple, Spotify, and all the other platforms out there.
I do like to think what a modern take or a modern remake would look like of Frankenstein or Bride of Frankenstein. Guillermo del Toro is looking at making his own Frankenstein film, so I am interested to see what that would look like. To be honest, he's really good he's a really good filmmaker. We all know about the dark universe that Universal tried to get off, and it just didn't go down well. None of the films were really good. Like, do we really need to talk about The Mummy with Tom Cruise and fucking Russell Crowe as Dr. Jekyll? I think the problem was they were trying to interlink the films too quickly with each other, whereas back then they were standalone films. It was later on where they said, alright, let's interlink all the films with each other. So that's what they need to do, I think. Restart that dark universe, in my opinion. Like, I was excited for it, like, do you know what I mean? It did look exciting, like, but none of the films were really good, so I'm pretty sure I read correctly that they're going back to standalone films and they're not trying to interlink them too quick with each other, if you know what I mean. So enough shite talking, let's go back to the plot. The film wraps up fairly quickly. They introduce the two creatures to each other. It's a great scene, and it's almost like a sad scene, if you know what I mean. There's a weird fucking explosive lever that Frankenstein has in his castle, so the monster pulls that and explodes with the two creatures in it. So the bride and Frankenstein creature dies together. Bittersweet, if you ask me. And we obviously know the fucking monster doesn't die because he's alive in the next couple of films. Not played by Boris Karloff. This is the last performance Boris Karloff would have done for the Frankenstein monster, which is kind of sad. He went on to play other roles. I'm pretty sure he was scared of being typecasted, which a lot of horror stars do tend to be. But yeah, it ends like, it would have been more interesting if they put the bride in halfway through the film instead of the last couple of seconds, you know, we literally got to see the bride for 3 seconds, and it's a great scene. She was first wrapped up like a mummy, and then she's crazy hair. She's like grey going through her hair. She looks like she's had to get electrocuted. Like it's a great scene when she comes in. It's just a pity that it's towards the... All in all, this film gets a good solid 9 out of 10 for me. This is my favourite Universal film, and it's actually in my top 5 favourite movies of all time. It's that good. And if anyone hasn't seen this, I advise you to check it out. Even if you're not really into black and white films, this is the one I need to check out. Because I know myself, a lot of them black and white films can be hard to go back and watch. But I'm telling you right now, this one is nice and easy to watch. It's brilliant. Great characters, the plot is nice and easy to follow, and it's just perfect around the fucking Halloween season. Like, so honestly, don't let the black and white fucking vibe put you off. It's a great film to watch. Yeah, so if you made it this far, I'd just like to say thank you for watching. Happy Halloween. I'm looking forward to this time talking about loads of different sort of films. Anyone else love Halloween Town? That kids film, like, it's fucking great. I love watching that film. Maybe I'm going to talk about that one in the next one. But yeah, thanks for watching. The link for the Patreon is down below. It's $3, so honestly, check it out if you might like it. Check it out for a month if you want, and whatever the fuck. But we're going to be releasing Unseen podcasts, face reveals, everything over there, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good. So yeah, make sure you're checking out the podcasts of the month over on the DELUXE Edition Network. Check out them all. Links are below in the description. And thanks for watching. See you in the next one.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!